This is Todd.
Hi.
This is Todd's mom.
Hi.
In a moment, Todd's mom will read her son's internet browsing history.
What?
Aloud, please.
No.
Supermodels on trampolines.com. Why don't girls like me? How to overcome an overbearing mother.
Okay, cut.
If you wouldn't want mom looking through your web history, why would you let hackers, ad companies, or your internet and cellular provider do the same thing?
Why does my junk burn?
They can track and record everything you do online, but not if you have ExpressVPN.
Why did you buy a $200 ninja outfit?
For fighting.
ExpressVPN apps keep your activity and identity private while you browse, stream, email, or download. Protect all of your devices with just one click.
Are my hands small?
Okay, I'm done. You guys are all terrible people.
ExpressVPN. Take back your privacy today.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Charles Jackson with Charles Jackson Media, a consultancy connecting people, passion, and purpose. And we are proud sponsors of Content Creators University, brought to you by JP Hightek. You know how people struggle to connect in their personal relationships? Well, I help them break through those barriers so that they can have happy and healthy relationships with themselves, with family members, colleagues, and people from diverse backgrounds. I serve individuals, brands, and organizations looking for better ways to connect. My approach keeps the whole person in mind. That is why we have several points of entry. I connect via social media outlets, in-person and virtual workshops, speaking engagements, video and traditional podcasts, and coaching, all centered around our 3-step relational leadership model for connecting with people across differences. So I invite you to connect with me on any of your favorite social media platforms. I'm at Charles Jackson Media, or on the web at charlesjackson.media. You should also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with all of our video chat series. Thanks for connecting, and enjoy the rest of Content Creators University.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Content Creators University. Very excited every single time we're here to connect and learn from one of the best minds, right, in the industry, in the content creation ecosystem. Media IT, as we know, is always evolving. So it is important that we always connected to platforms such as Content Creators University that allows us to not only stay rooted, but always grow. Like I always say, the day you stop learning, you stop growing, right? And we have a phenomenal guest again today. We're about to talk about something phenomenal. But before I get into that, folks, you've seen at the beginning of the show, we have some of our sponsor ads, right? ExpressVPN. You want to go to expressvpn.com/JP to go ahead and get yourself a free 3-month, right, of ExpressVPN. And why is that important? Well, we're online, right? We're browsing the web, broadcasting to the web, doing a whole lot of things using the internet. It is important that we think about security, our privacy, and make sure that everything is encrypted so that we do not expose some personal, information to the web, or even be vulnerable to any outside attacks to the things that we're doing. So go ahead and get yourself protected with that. And also Charles Jackson Media, which is, a leadership, system and program that allows anybody to grow, not just in personal life, but also in professional, and also using media. He is a professional in the industry as well. Go ahead and check him out by going to charlesjackson.media. You won't regret it. So today we have an amazing guest, like I was saying, but before we even bring the guests over, we always want to look at, who are the next guests coming, future weeks coming in the show. The lineup, amazing lineup that we have. But for those of you who do not know me, my name is JP Hightek. I am a cinematographer, software developer, and branding expert. I help businesses, entities, individuals elevate their visuals and branding through high quality, images, through videos, graphic design, web design, and you name it. Go ahead and connect with me if you want to do that through my website, jphightek.com. I would love to help you and your organization up. And of course, we have some amazing folks in the chat, in the comment section. I'll be giving them a shout out shortly right after this. Stay with me. Let's go. All right. You saw that ad. We're about to talk about who is next in the Content Creators University. But folks, just to let you guys know, that was RTN Streams. Now, for those of you who do not know, RTN Streams is your best solution and best companion to any encoder that you have. For example, I'm using Ecamm right now to broadcast this live stream. Ecamm is an encoder, right? But RTN Streams is a decoder, right? It allows you to take your live stream to a whole new level. For example, this live stream is currently broadcasted on my Roku TV application, my Fire TV application, and my website simultaneously has YouTube, Facebook, and all my social media platforms. If you want to be able to do anything like that, then you got to use a solution like RTN Streams. So go ahead and visit rtnstreams.com. And you saw the ad, right? You can get yourself some free overlays as well if you want to, up your game a little bit, your visuals when it comes out to your presentation online. Go ahead and download it 100% free and go ahead and enjoy it. I'm digging the one that I'm using right now in this show right here, right? So who do we have next? As you can see, we have James Hicks, right? James Hicks will be with us on July 13th. And with James Hicks, we'll be talking about how to build that credibility, right? It is important that we know how to present our message to the people so we don't just sound credible, that we are credible, right? There are certain things, aspects to that we need to understand, and James Hicks is coming to talk to us about that. I am looking forward to that conversation. It's going to be phenomenal. And we also will have Keith Pelzer. Now, Keith, he's Grammy nominated and multiple platinum winning song producer, and he's coming here to talk to us about what we need to do after we have gotten what we're trying to get, right, under the spotlight. What do you do? How do you handle it? How do you maintain your position there? What are the things to consider, right? Because as content creators, we're always trying to get under the spotlight, always trying to get to a higher level. Well, what happens once we get there? Very important to speak to folks like this so that we can get ready and rooted and build the things that we're supposed to have and have, the focus right, so we don't miss out in anything God has for us. All right. So it is important that we have this type of conversations. Looking forward to that. Enough about the folks that will be coming in the upcoming weeks. We have somebody on backstage. Her name is Diana Gladney. Now, Diana, I love Diana. I love her spirit. I love the way she approaches things. She has a whole lot of value to bring to each and every one of us here. And today we're talking about how to build a brand that sells. How do you do it? First of all, how do you even establish the proper brand? What are the things to consider in order for your brand to be marketable, right? That's a whole different conversation. And she's going to come here and teach us a lot today. Before I bring her on board, I have another ad for you, and we'll be with Diana. So stay with me. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, that was Reveal TV Network. If you're a family person like I am, well, you want to go to revealtv.net. It's like Netflix for Christians, right? So if you want to watch family-friendly content, stream movies, TV shows, go ahead and check it out. They're available on every platform. Go to the website revealtv.net or download the application on your TV or your Fire TV, Roku, and stuff like that. Enjoy, folks. Enjoy. I personally love it. Now let's go ahead and bring our guests onto the stage. Hey, welcome to the show, Diana.
Hello, sir. Thanks so much for having me. Such an honor. I'm pumped.
I'm excited. Thank you. It's an honor to have you here for us to learn from you, right? Like we always say, you are going to be our professor today.
Okay.
Right? You're going to be teaching us a whole lot of stuff that we content creators, we need to understand in order to offer a better value proposition, go to the next level or elevate what we already have going on, or if we're trying to start, what are the things to consider to really be positioned right, and make an impact. So those are the things we'll be talking about today. But let me not get ahead of myself before any of those things, like we always do. For the folks that do not know you, would you please take a minute, introduce yourself to them?
Sure. My name is Diana Gladney. I'm a native out of St. Louis, Missouri. I help entrepreneurs simplify the video creation process. So whether that is getting past some of the technical aspects, you don't have to be super techie or feel like you're a tech-oriented person in order to start doing video, as well as help with some of the video marketing strategies so that you can start to reach wider and connect deeper with the people that need you the most. I believe video is the best way to communicate your vision and connect with your audience. Even though there are other amazing mediums to leverage, I think video is the best way to do that.
That's where to put it, right? Video is indeed the best way to do it. And that actually brings in the first question, right? Why? Why do you say video is the best way, not another medium?
Well, like we think about audio, you have photos, you have GIFs even that can communicate a message. But if we think about what video is, it is a culmination of all of them. It's your moving photos, which is how we had the movies even come about. And so the ability to listen to a person's voice and not only hear their voice and connect with them and hear, like, you have to change the way you talk in order for them to hear a smile or something like that. And even to the point, call centers would tell you to smile while you're talking so that they can hear it. Whereas when you are looking at my face, you can see those quirks that I'm doing. So even if I say, I don't know, and if I do like that, you can hear that and imagine what I would do. Or you can watch the video and see me twist my hand. You say, I do the same thing. And those little quirks are connection points. So it's already the fast track and the shortcut to the shortcut. While other mediums are good and they may be quick, video is the shortcut to the shortcut to ultimately really connect with them.
Nice. That's so true. Yeah. It's only in video that you can have all the elements that can really, translate an emotion or anything to somebody or someone that is trying to connect with you, because everything is encompassed into that, right? You have the visuals, you have the audio, you have the imagery, colors, everything speaks and everything tells a story. So that is fantastic. Before my next question, now we have some folks in the comment section. We always want to say hello to them. Let's see who is here. Hey, Sylvia. Hey, how you doing, Sylvia? Thanks for joining us. Present so in the house. We appreciate your
100%.
presence here. And also we have Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine Freeman. Jermaine was with us last week and we were talking about marketing. So if you missed that episode, you want to go back onto the channel and check that out. Some bombs were dropped, right? Really good bombs. So we also have Cree. Thank you for joining us here on the live show. And if you're catching this as a replay, go ahead and put it in the comment section below, #replay, and we will appreciate that. Now, if you're getting this as a podcast, well, find us on YouTube. Right? Find us on YouTube, and you can just go to youtube.com/JP Hightek Reviews or just to the website jphightek.com. Now, hey, Jojo the Techie, thanks for joining us here. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Stick around. This is what we do every single week. We connect with amazing folks just like Diana Gladney that are here to teach us amazing stuff. And look at folks, we also have Charles Jackson Media in the comments section. Yes, Diana is in the building. Fire in the place, folks. Very excited about today's show. And I also have Keely Dunn, FH Umpires. Hey Keely, thanks for stopping onto the live show here. Thank you guys. Thank you. And look at here, we also have Mr. Camera Junkie. Mr. Vegas in the place. Oh, guys, this is amazing. I appreciate the love. Major Tone Music. Major Tone is here. Appreciate you as well. Okay, now, I didn't forget you, Steve. I didn't forget you. Steve is like, JP, what about me? Well, hey,
Right.
I got you. I got you. All right. So now let's get into the nitty and gritty, right? Content creation. Everyone wants to jump onto the video type of content creation, even though we understand that video is not the only way to create content, right? Why is it, according to you, that literally about a year ago, it wasn't this popular? All of a sudden, the demand is skyrocketing. So many people want to show their faces and they have something to say. They want to create a YouTube channel. They want to go on Facebook Live. They want to go somewhere and be heard. Why do you think is that?
Because last year revealed to everyone the difference between a truth and the truth. And video is the truth when it comes to a type of connection that, again, transcends everything else. Because if it wasn't, everybody just would have started a bunch of podcasts last year. Everybody would have just started a bunch of other things. Photo sharing would have increased. Well, not that these things didn't, but it completely was obliterated by the idea of, if you cannot see me in person, what's the closest next thing? And that's video. And because of that, that is the only ultimately live streaming, live video. And then a second place to that would just be recorded video content. It took over because it's the next closest thing to that one-to-one, in-person, belly-to-belly interactions that lets you interact. Whereas so many other mediums are call and response, if you will. So I know we got some music people and they'll understand that. But basically, it's I say something, it's a gap of time in between, and then you reply. It could be a day. It could be 45 minutes. It could be 2 hours later. It could be so many different things before they reply. Whereas with live video, we're able to engage with them right now. And when you think about video as a whole, that is ultimately what you want, is to create a deeper and richer environment and a place of engagement with your audience, your community, as well as your prospective clients. And so that's why I think video really took over. It's the next closest thing to being in person.
That is true. I mean, video it is, and not just video. And you actually even halfway answered my following question, which was going to be, your intake on pre-recorded videos and live videos, because there's a difference there. And there's a reason why somebody might want to choose one over the other. And in your opinion, who is that made for?
So both of them have their place, and both of them, I think at this point, are a necessity for any brand or any company, simply because recorded video lets you answer a question very quickly. Live video lets you interact in real time. You need both of those mediums. And so when you think about recorded video content, if I say that I'm going to show you the best way to change the oil on your car, well, you might be in a place where you got some time for that, but more or less, if you're searching for it right now, you're looking for a solution right now. And when you put that in search, let's say in YouTube or even in Google, and they kick back a video to you, would you rather watch 4 minutes or 45 minutes of a live stream? Even if that was a recorded video, that's 4 minutes or 45 minutes of a live stream. They're going for that recorded piece all the time. So you have to understand, when somebody they're having a pain or an issue, what are they looking for? And that piece of content now needs to be an answer to that. So when you have recorded content, you can now go over and have answerable content that's digestible, get that Netflix effect, if you will. Whereas with live stream, it allows them to get to know you more, as well as answering your questions, obviously, but it's going deeper. So there's two different things: connect wider, or reach wider rather, which is something that I teach on my channel, which is those pieces that are those 4, 5, 7 minute pieces that do answer a question, whereas connect deeper, which is the point of live streaming.
Absolutely. I love the way you put it. That is very, very necessary. There's just a different flavor. Whatever happens live doesn't happen during pre-recorded, meaning what I just said is past. literally the few seconds I just said something. This is in the past. That was live.
Right.
That's it, right? And there is a certain connection you can have with the people, real live connection. People are needing that, right? And also, if you have a certain framework, which is about helping, right? Helping, answering questions, providing support, tutorials, and things like that, then you may want to think of going live, because whenever you go live, there's certain people that will ask certain questions only during a live stream. That's strange, but that's what, career, my background showed me. And that's why, if you can, is always important to have that connection, because the more you're connected through live, the more people feel like they have a sense of being so close to you, even though it's through video. That is really phenomenal. Now, some people will tell you, okay, well, I understand the live thing, but I am looking for how I can really establish my brand, right? How I can really establish my business. First thing to understand when it comes to establish your business is the mindset that you use or you have when you're starting your content creation journey. Now, what will be your approach for somebody that is serious about, that doesn't have any presence, right? That is about to start and is serious about making money at the end. How should they approach this whole thing from the get-go so they're positioned to success?
I think if somebody they don't have any online presence really, or maybe they have a website. I think just about everybody has a website, even like to that extent, a Facebook page. So let's say you're starting there. If you come into this and you're saying your first point of contact is something dealing with sales, you've lost already, because you've not built any credibility with any of your audience, that even if they saw your ads, they just see you now in video form, still trying to sell them something. You've made no relational connection to them. That's why you see brands like Progressive, they don't have to sell you anything. All they need to do is connect with you through flow. And when you think about flow, or you think about insurance, you think like, yeah, I kind of have a relationship with Flo. Flo is a fictional character, but you're not. So if you're the brand and you are the face of your brand or your company, you need to take that kind of approach. So when somebody thinks about consulting, they think about your company first. And so it's a difference between service-centered content and self-centered content. While your brand and your company may need both, you need to lean into the service-centered content first. The more that somebody answers that question, you get them in that sales pattern of a yes, 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 or you're answering that question to it's complete. It's a problem solved each and every time. It makes no sense for them not to do business with you. So you want to make it undeniable. So if you're trying to start with where to put that content, you think about, where is your people at? Where are your people at? Not where you're comfortable at, but where is your community at? So are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Are they on YouTube? And you now need to start showing up and start answering questions. So I'm for the serve first approach.
Good. And I appreciate the way you're saying that. Where are your people, right? Taking note on the things you're saying, folks. Let's take note, right? Now, you need to understand, where is your targeted audience? Like I always say, where are they spending the bulk of their time? Because you need to meet them where they're at, right? So that they can connect with you. That is important in every relationship. And I would say this, right? Branding is a relationship between the product, the service, or the originator, and the targeted audience, right? So if you don't take the time to study your targeted audience, then you're not going to have any impact. And while we're talking about having a brand that actually makes an impact, so we can sell, so we can monetize, so we can really have a return on investment, which is crucial to most content creators, understanding that focus aspect of it. Now, thank you so much for that. Now, in your opinion, though, because there is a misconception between branding, marketing, and promotion, right? People will take graphic design and call it a brand, or they'll take a message they want to promote and call that, this is my branding. Now, in your professional opinion, what is a brand exactly?
The brand is the thing that when somebody else is trying to describe you, can they accurately describe you for what you want them to say, versus what they just think of when they think of your name. And so again, if I named Flo, or you need Allstate, the Allstate guy kind of a deal, or the Mayhem kind of a man from the marketing messages that's actually to promote the thing, your brand is what somebody else says about you. It's not what you say, per se, if that makes sense. So if you were to ask somebody, what does JP Hightek mean, or who is he, or what does he do? when your customers or the people that know about you, your community, when they can accurately say that, that's a brand. That's when your brand is developed. When they say it incorrectly, it still is whatever they think it is. So if it's wrong, then
Right.
that's what it is, because that's what it is to them. And so again, the difference between a truth versus the truth, you're trying to get them to understand what the truth of your brand is about. And so the more that you market what that is about, you're sharing content. So the brand is like, you have branding elements. It's a totally different thing. It's like, it's not just a brand, but branding elements is things like your color. So that hex file, or, you know, things like that. What kind of font do you use? What is your brand voice guide? A lot of people don't know about that, but what's your brand voice guide? What language are you using when you are online? That dictates the things that help the customer and your client identify more about your brand. But you must market it properly and market it in a way that it's memorable. So that's what I would say. Like that's the difference.
Right. Good. I mean, phenomenal return on our questions today, folks. Hey, we were not expecting anything less from Diana in the building. Fire indeed, folks. Fire. Thanks for the comments and being active in the comment section below. Of course, right. Like I always say that brand encompasses multiple things. It encompasses your logo, your fonts, your colors, your message, all of that is in your brand. And like we always say, a brand grows. One of my clients asked me, what do you mean by your brand can grow? Instead of me answering it, we have another professional in the building, folks. Let me ask Diana. Diana, how can a brand grow? Or how can a brand evolve into something better or different, even though it still embraces the foundation of what it first started in?
I would say your brand has to mature. And that's the difference. So when you think about branding as a whole, where McDonald's started and the way it looked is not how they look right now. Nor is it how it looked in the 90s. Nor is that how it looked in the mid 20s, 20,000s, if you were early 2000s. So your brand has to mature, but that means you have to understand the lifespan of the brand as a whole. And so if your brand is going to grow, it matures and it goes deeper and it's a richer formula, if you will. That's why you always see, like, on those boxes, this don't work for everybody, but you see on some food boxes where they change the recipe and it's like new and improved. So the companies that really understand their branding actually improved it in a way that's specific to the wants of the people, and they made it in a way that you're going to love it even more. Those that don't understand a maturing brand is the people that change the recipe and it's like, no, you screwed it up. So when you understand those branding elements that go into it and what is the lifespan and the ultimate goals, the vision, success, and how is that your customer embedded in it, your brand can mature because it's going along with the path that you're taking the customers. Where are you taking them? Where are you going? Even if it's a checkout process, if McDonald's just stopped at burgers and fries, they lost. That just like Burger King is not what it was from the 90s. Think about Wendy's. They changed. Their messaging matured, as did their menu based on the needs and the wants of the people. That's why you saw for a long time there, like about early 2000, I'd say, you start seeing a lot of health conscious awareness when it came to what's on the menu, what are the calories, because the customer changed and they wanted to have now a better understanding of what is the food that I'm eating doing to me. They didn't have that problem before because they just wanted fast. Now they want fast and healthy. So understand the pain points of your customers and how are they maturing and adapting, and your brand can follow suit.
Fantastic. And my, takeaway from what you just said is, if we're going to have a brand that sells, or in other words, an established brand, right? We need to think about the future. We need to think about, is what I'm starting here future proof? In other way, can this grow as it needs to, as the people do, as the needs do, as the demand grows and everything? Or what I'm trying to offer is just going to be stagnant or static thing, and it won't have any effect in, let's say, in 2 years, right? Because that is an aspect of business that if we've started business or trying to start a new business and we don't think of, and we find ourselves in a limbo where we're not making any money anymore. Maybe you started the first year and you've been making money, and after that, then okay, you're there. You're like, okay, I'm struggling. Maybe because we didn't think of the aspect of where are you going? Like, what's your vision for the next 5-10 years? Even though we may not know what the future holds, we always must have some sort of vision written down and know how we want to grow, strategy for growth, that professionals will tell you every time. So that's my takeaway from what Diana is telling us here. Thanks, Diana, for that. Now, we're content creators here, right? We create content. Somebody will tell you, listen, I'm just a YouTuber. That's all I'm doing. But I want to make money, right? Are you telling me that a YouTuber having my YouTube channel, creating content, that means I have a brand, or that should have a brand? What exactly are you saying, Diana? Can you clarify for us?
Yeah, if you say that you're just a YouTuber, you're discrediting yourself and what you're actually doing. This is the reason why you'll see companies lowball you and say, well, we'll send it to you for free, because they know what ad dollars cost and they know what it takes to create a connection with the community to a point to where the community takes action when somebody speaks. When you say something, if your community moves, then if somebody's taking advantage of that, it's usually through like you not recognizing that you're more than just quote unquote a YouTuber. That's not a negative, but you always have a brand. Even if you only work at a 9-to-5 corporate job that you loved, you still have a personal brand. So there's a difference between a brand like Nike per se and your personal brand, because you're a person behind it. There's no face to Nike per se. And when you do think about more or less a personal brand, it's because a person is involved. So even if you're just starting out and you're wanting to get into starting to make money from your brand, you have to understand, like, why is somebody attracted to you? Your customers, your clients, as well as potential people that will do brand deals with you and things like that. You had certain ads that ran on the show. It's something attractive and attracting that your brand is doing, as well as repelling. So if you're trying to get into a space where you want to start, producing some income, you now need to do income producing activities. So that means the first activity that you do is refine and redefine how you look at yourself and your channel, because it's more than just quote unquote a YouTube channel.
Right. Absolutely. Like we said with Jermaine, last week, you need to analyze why you're starting, right? Why? Where are you trying to go? How are you trying to get there? Folks, let's remember and take note, because we got some amazing professors coming in the building of the Content Creators University, and they're giving all this for free. These are lessons that we're getting for free that people pay tens and thousands of dollars to get half of this, right? Literally. If you know what it is to invest into self, and build your career, you understand that people pay a lot of money to receive these strategies, this free, consultation information that's going to transform the way we approach business, we approach content creation, and establishing ourselves and really making an impact and making money. That's what this is all about, right? So yes, absolutely, 100% agree. Now, somebody will tell you, Diana, enough of all this, man. I hear a lot of gurus say, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. How can I touch the dollar? Diana, how can I really make my first real dollar? Should I just wait to be monetized on YouTube? What can I do? Can you give me some tangible examples and ideas or advice so that I can implement that today?
Yes. If you're waiting for YouTube to pay you, good luck, because even when YouTube starts to pay you, you're talking about pennies on the dollar compared to getting dollar for dollar. And so you need to understand this mathematical equation that happens on YouTube, that money is simply an exchange for value. So money is an exchange for value. Anything that you can create can be of value. You can start with something. Let's say you start with a premium free offer. You start with a checklist of things that people want or want to know how to do better so that they can get help. So if somebody's looking to figure out how to start a stream successfully, you can create a free checklist, gets people on your email list. You now got another layer of access to them. Everything is always about access. Now you got that going, so you can keep and start building some currency in regards to email lists. So that was the exchange, the value of the checklist for free for the not per se for free, but something for the email list. Now let's get closer to the dollar. What can you sell them that they actually want? That is still a premium offer, but it's a low ticket offer. So think about your $7 to $47 price range thing. What can you think about digital products, services, and tools? There's something that you know that somebody has a pain point around that you can start to sell them. You can make available on your website. I personally use Kajabi. And if you use Kajabi, you could use something like Thinkific. It's a ton of other stuff out there. Allows you to sit in front of your camera, sit in front of your microphone, make something that people would buy that solves a problem that they're having. It's always going to start with person, problem, and their pain point. Figure out something that solves one problem. $7, $27, $47. You can have one at every price level, so no matter where they want to get in, they can fit in. Meaning when you go through the drive-through, there's a $1 menu, and there is something that's probably like you can spend up to who knows how much you want to spend at a drive-through. But you know there's a price range. So you go to a restaurant, start at appetizers, and it goes to a la carte. What's your a la carte and what's your dollar menu when it comes to what you can sell? So you always have some kind of a service. You think consulting. There's a service I like to use, which is Calendly. You can start to book. So people can book for me, for example, 30-minute sessions or 1-hour sessions. That lets people see my calendar to get access and check out when they want to. That's another source of income. You also have stuff like Buy Me a Coffee. So as you're building and developing a community, faster than even YouTube will pay you out. And you can get this today. So if somebody wants to send you $5, the only difference is whatever that PayPal or Stripe, service charge, whatever that would be, it's the only thing that's coming off top. So you can go to something like Buy Me a Coffee and let them donate. So have a tip jar. And that's something you can get faster than waiting for super chats to become available if you're still growing your channel. Now, if you want to go into the big boy pants, if you will, you have merch. It's a company I love to use and support, which is Press and Sew. I completely shut off what YouTube made available to support Black businesses. And I put all my stuff through Press and Sew. So I have merch that I now can make available that speaks to my community and people that get to know me, and they make purchases. So you have things that can be involved in direct income and more passive income where you do it once and it continues to get a return on investment. Your videos are included in that. Most people don't think about that. That's evergreen content. You create and do the work once, and those little videos become little employees. Whereas direct service products and tools that you have where 30-minute, 60-minute sessions, 9-hour coaching consulting package, that kind of a deal is something that is direct income source. It requires for me to be present to do that. If you think about what's available for the two both, we could go on for days about this.
I know. I was just looking at you. I was like, man, she's dropping some serious bombs, folks. Like, take away direct income source, passive income source. In other words, what's your value proposition? What do you have to capture the email list, right? What are you offering that for people to be interested to provide you with their direct contact, right? Building your own database of clients or potential clients, right? And what's your value? What are you going to offer them that they may be interested in? And also at what level? Entry level, right? Just like she just said, if you go to the fast food, you have $1 menu. So they're thinking of any different levels, right? What do we have to offer at that level and also at the highest levels, right? Some folks will be interested in the bigger package. They'll purchase that. And some folks will want to try you first, right? Try it out, see, if I like it or not. If I love it, then I'm all in type of thing, right? That mentality. And also understanding that you do not have to wait for YouTube, like Diana just said, to be paid. You can be paid directly as long as we're able to, right, forward that traffic to a platform of our choice. And that's also going to be my next question to you. How do we do it? Do we just do it up front, or should we be subtle about, encouraging people to, taking them from the platforms that they prefer, which is YouTube, Facebook, things like that, and follow us on our websites or to the places that we want to, offer something and capture their information? What will be your intake on that?
I think that the problem is not even having that call to action of where they should go. It's like the fact that a lot of people give them too many. You tell them to do all these things. if you give too many options, they're going to do nothing because you've made them burn calories in their brain subconsciously, and the brain is just like, yeah, no, screw this, I'm out. So if you give them 37 call to actions, like me on Facebook, go over here, do this now, or whatever, or every place you tell them to go, there's no way to get that successive yes, or that it feels good. I can check out, or I got something from coming here. If there's no real reason to ask them to go there, then why ask them to go there? So I think that's first and foremost. Next is have something for them. Again, it's the difference between service-centered and self-centered. There's a dynamic for both that makes sense. But if you're going to ask them to go someplace, be willing to give them something. So that's where that free offer makes sense. And it would surprise a lot of people. A lot of people want to write books and be authors and get published by X, Y, and Z, whatevers. They're going to ask you about stuff regarding your personal brand. How big is your email list? So I think it's not about being aggressive about it. It's about giving them something that's mouthwatering, that they want, that absolutely answers the question. So like last year, the biggest opt-in form that I had, which was one for the year, depends on who you talk to. Everybody does something different. But about every quarter, there's something different that's being promoted. There's something different that's being, kind of pushed out, because it's based on what the people want or need. But all of last year was the ultimate live streaming guide for video. That's what I gave away. It was like something like a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 page something of just like from audio, video, lighting, software, everything that you can think about. I gave it away. Why? Because I'm giving you something that's going to be a yes, or, it's going to be something that you can do that makes you like value, even at the free level. I don't play no games. Like, it's like, I thought this was going to be like a 1 page. No, this is like something you otherwise would pay for, but it's a premium free offer. So how often? Make it available where you can mention it passively. So like I just mentioned it. I didn't say go to www. I just mention it passively. But if that's something that they want, deeply desire, it's something they're going to go and get, and you can't tell them not to. So that's how you want to start to understand. It's like, sales is not always something that's hardcore or buy now and big red button that's pulsating and all those others. Like, that's not always selling. It's simply understanding the person, the problem, and their pain point, and the intersection of your content between their frustrations is where they check out. It's that simple. And the checkout doesn't mean buying all the time, but it can mean like something like your email offer.
Yep, absolutely. And that is crucial. And literally, I was just having this conversation with a client of mine, and we were discussing yesterday, why is it relevant to have a website versus you have all your social media pages and all your platforms you can be on? And my answer was having one central location, which is yours, that you control. If you can simply give them one domain name that they can go connect with you socially, follow you, download your free stuff, your free offering, right? And also support you. One platform, that is gold, because all they have to remember is that one domain name versus so many other one, which can be distracting. Is distracting. And as this world keeps evolving, this social nature of our lives keep evolving. There's more that's being created every day. And so how many are we going to have, and how many are we going to be announcing at one time versus, keeping all that in one platform? I like what Charles Jackson said, too many CTA, watch out for that. Yes, right. And also M3 Live is saying, great advice, subliminal suggestion. Thank you there. Absolutely. Diana is really dropping some amazing things. Now, Diana, one last question, right? Before we ask you about the tech you're using that makes you look so dope. One last question here, right? What brought you into the content creation ecosystem?
My coach. I did not come I came kicking and screaming, basically. Like, I was not like, and that surprises a lot of people. I did not come oh yeah, let's gung ho video. I'm so excited. Introverts, I put it like this: when they describe what quarantining was, that was already my lifestyle. Okay. So, when you talk about doing video, I came kicking and screaming. It came because of my coach, and I hired my coach. And it was one thing when he said, do a video. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going all in. And so he said, do a video. And I just simply said yes.
Wow. And I have to give him a huge thanks, folks. Let's all thank that coach, because without him, we wouldn't be having this Diana today, potentially, right? So we appreciate that. Now tell us, you are live on video looking dope. And I do know that on your YouTube channel, you teach these things, right? Helping people elevate their video presence using live streams and all that. Amazing tutorials, by the way. But tell us, what camera lens combination are you using? First, starting with the audio, because that's what professionals tell you, right? Audio is more important than video. So what mic is that?
So this is the Shure SM7B partnered with the Rodecaster Pro.
Wow. Again, big guns here, folks. Fantastic. So what camera and lens combination do you have set up today?
I'm using the Sony A6400 and the Sony 35mm f1.8 lens.
Okay. And then, so in your studio, do you have a multi-camera setup?
No, not currently. And I have just preferred to be like, I am self-professed a plain Jane, meaning I just prefer to keep it very simple for me to sit down and create content. And for the longest time, that's just been a single camera setup. And so what I'm currently working on is something that will introduce different angles, not per se for this. It'll still primarily just be one, but just so as I'm moving about the office, I don't have to move anything. But I've been like this for 5 years with just one camera and one microphone kind of a setup, just pretty simple.
Right. Nice. And of course, finally, the software you use to go live based on the information we all know is Ecamm. Can you take 5 minutes and tell us why Ecamm and not another software?
Because I've tried the other software tools, and for me to produce a show that does everything that Ecamm does, I wouldn't be able to do it as fast and as efficient with the specific looks that I want, as well as the customization and branding abilities. It's always that issue of how much can I get at what price point and what difficulty level. And like Ecamm pretty much just feels like it gives it all away for little of nothing, comparative to like when I decide that I want to change something up. It's a very simple process for me to go and do that. And so I've chosen Ecamm over others because it just freaking works. And that's like what it boils down to.
Right. The ease of use and how we can incorporate that into our workflow and not having to think about it, but complementing what we're already doing. So for those of you who do not know what Ecamm is a live streaming software dedicated on Mac devices, Mac computers for right now. The recording of this video and podcast. And so you can go in and check yourself and get a free 15-day free trial. Look in the video description or go to bit.ly/Ecamm live free. Check it out. Now we've gone to the end of our show. Can you believe it? The time has gone by so fast. I want more, but we got to be respectful for the time of the show before we let you go. What are the social media places, spaces that we can continue the conversation or connect with you at? Would you please share that with our viewers and listeners?
100%. So, of course, you can go to dianagladney.com, and that'll get you connected up with anything that I do or anywhere that I go, especially as these social mediums change. This is real estate, digital real estate that I own. So it's always going to be dianagladney.com. And then you always can find me on YouTube at Diana Gladney or just youtube.com/Diana Gladney, and you'll find my channel. And then lastly, Instagram is where I love to hang out and where I spend a ton of time connecting with the community. So it's just at Diana Gladney. You can always find me at Diana Gladney, except for Twitter. It has the number 2 on the end just because I screwed up the first one.
All right, fantastic, folks. Let's go ahead and follow Diana Gladney. Just go to our website, like she said, dianagladney.com, and that should lead you to every single other platform she has organically. So that is fantastic. Diana, you just dropped a lot of bomb. I want to thank you for teaching us today. So many levels we've learned from you, and we couldn't expect anything less than that. Please stay behind stage as I close with the team here. Again, thanks again. We appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
All right, folks, that was Content Creators University, today's episode on learning how to build a brand that sells. And if you appreciate this type of content, go ahead and like it, share, right, with a friend or family member or a content creator. And literally, like I said, anybody that creates content needs this type of lesson because it does apply every level, not just video. So think about that and share it. All right. And also, if you do not have our information on YouTube, you're not connected, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, jphightek.com/, live, or go to youtube.com/jphightek reviews. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. We'll be back next week. There's no show tomorrow, so we'll be back next Tuesday for another amazing show. So you guys be safe, like we always say. You be safe. Shalom. Bye bye, folks.